Okay, so I want to spend a few minutes talking about Whale King Moon, because there's something that I think is a little bit off when it comes to the capture levels of the 8 Kings. So right now, we have the capture level of Bambina, Heracles, Whale King Moon, and that's really it for the 8 Kings. When it comes to Whale King Moon, the 8 King that is said to have the strongest power among all of the 8 Kings, Whale King Moon is at capture level 6,600. Heracles at 6,200. Bambina is supposed to dwarf Heracles in his, I guess, purest form, in his unrestrained form. Because in his restrained form, he's at 6,000. And if he's gonna dwarf Heracles, but we know that he's less powerful than Moon, then he's somewhere in between 6,600 and 6,200. Which means that in the sense of dwarfing Heracles, Bambina is only a few... Okay, I only say a few because given the scale now, when you have all these gourmet creatures that are at like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatnot, a few hundred capture levels does not seem like a big deal. Back in the day, pre-time skip, that was a huge deal. That was massive. When you got to the hundreds, you became immeasurable. It was insane. But when it comes to the 8 Kings, a few hundred levels should not make that much of a difference at all. So if Heracles is at, 6,200, if Bambina is going to dwarf Heracles in its unrestrained form, he should be at like at least 6,900 or 7,000. But apparently, not the case. Apparently, the few hundred capture levels matter a lot, which I think is very strange. Now, granted, even though Moon is 6,600 right now, that could be in his base form. He could have another form where he's even higher than that. To me, it's like there should be a massive difference between the 8 Kings when it comes to their capture levels, and not just have them straddling between 7,000 and 6,000. That I think is not appropriate. Like, the scaling is a little bit off from the way I see it. And there is a possibility that Darius, he's actually even more powerful than Whale King Moon. I'm not too sure. He could be in like maybe like the 6,000, like high 6,000s, like 6,700 or 500, something like that. But the fact that God is at 10,000, he dwarfs all the 8 Kings. That makes sense to a certain extent, with the exception of Moon. Moon is, dude, the way he took out that piece of Acacia, instant death. That piece, touchdown, boom, over. Wasn't even a fight. The young boss of the Battle Wolves is at 6,090. He's 8 King material. Guinness, I would assume, is around, based on the current trend, 6,500, 6,400, something like that. The same would apply for Mother Snake, the same would apply for Emperor Crow, same would apply for Sky Deer. But again, I found that a little bit strange, given that Whale King Moon is so fucking powerful, where the dude's a literal instant kill. He should be at like 7,100 at least. He should be in the 7,000 zone at the very least, and he's not. He's 6,600. Honest to God, the scaling for the 8 Kings seems a little bit flawed. When we have creatures in the gourmet world that are in like the 3,000, 4,000 range, the hundreds of difference of capture level does not make that much of a big difference. It really doesn't. But apparently it makes a huge difference in the 8 King territory, which I find very strange, because that system is something that was a pre-time skip system. So why is the pre-time skip system of capture levels being around that range now being incorporated with the 8 Kings? So that's my video. I'm done. Give me your thoughts, all right? Again, I find it very weird how you have Heracles at 6,200. He's dwarfed by Bambina, who had a base of 6,000, but at the same time, Moon is 6,600, and he has the most power, probably, among the 8 Kings. He's only 400 capture levels above Heracles. So, again, based on the way it looks now, those 400 capture levels between Heracles and Moon are huge. Like, the individual level is massive compared to the creatures that are around the 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 range. So, that's my take. That being said, I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe, give me your thoughts on the matter at hand. because I still find it kind of odd, but that may change because Moon may have another form where he's far more powerful. We'll have to wait and see. And when they say far more powerful, he could still be in between 7,000 and 6,000. Yeah, okay, now I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice goddamn day.